and welcome back. This is my second video today. The Avengers trailer was released at the end of last week. We were just so spoilt last week, I think. Game of Thrones and Avengers, that's just amazing. Okay, so it's super exciting and we will be going through this trailer bit by bit, breaking it down to see if we can find anything juicy for the upcoming movie. The original trailer can be found on the official Marvel Studios YouTube page, which I will link down below. We open with Tony Stark on what looks like the Guardians of the Galaxy's new ship. So I know a lot of people, when they're reviewing this, is talking about the Mandalorian. This is not that ship. The Guardians of the Galaxy did get a new ship. I'm not sure what the name is, but this is their second ship. So it seems like Tony and Nebula are on that ship because that's the only way they could get off Titan. And Tony is talking about the fact that he's run out of food and he's going to run out of air tomorrow, and so it's kind of just his goodbye to Pepper, which is sad. So we don't know how long Tony has been on the ship for, because the trailer kind of seems to jump from right after the snap of the last Avengers movie and to a few years after the snap. So we don't know if Tony's been on the ship for a few days or for a few years. But whatever it is, he's running out of oxygen and he's run out of food and water. So I'm leaning more towards a few weeks or a few months, like 2 or something, because I don't think the ship could last a few years with food and water. Maybe oxygen, but not food and water. So as I said, Nebula is on the ship as well because she crashed her ship getting to Titan, so she's trying to get to Earth as well. Probably because she knows that Tony's friends can help her get her sister back. I'm not sure. Okay, so here is an interesting point. Here is potential spoiler territory for this video. Of course, Tony Stark is going to get rescued. So we have 3 options for the rescue. The main one that a lot of people are super excited for is potentially Captain Marvel. Now, this would be a great thing because it would bring her character into the Avengers movie, and she is being set up for this with her own movie. And of course, the fact that she's probably in that airspace at that time. And Nick Fury did call her at the end of the last Avengers movie, so there is the option of Captain Marvel saving Tony. The other one is probably a little less likely than my other 2 options. Thor with his new hammer and his Bifrost powers, his axe, sorry, and his new Bifrost powers. He could probably Bifrost into the vicinity of where Tony's ship is. So he could save them. But this next one is the one I want to happen. So we got a leaked photo of Gwyneth Paltrow, who plays Pepper Potts in the Iron Man movies and Avengers movies. So we got a leaked photo of her in her own customized Iron Man suit. So she could have had people help her build her own Iron Man suit, and she could go and rescue Tony and Nebula. Now this would be amazing because Pepper Potts is a superhero in her own right in the comics. And funnily enough, her superhero name is Rescue. Okay, so our next scene is we cut to Thanos sitting on his little farm. This world was confirmed as a Titan 2 by the creators of the Avengers movies. So anyway, we see that Thanos has literally hung up his hat as a evil dictator lord trying to take over the universe and kill half the population, because he hung his suit up as a scarecrow. Anyway, we get a little scene of him walking through his fields. And we see the gauntlet. It's still pretty damaged. I think this scene could have been right after the snap, but if it's a few years, it doesn't matter in my opinion, because I don't think anyone can actually fix the gauntlet. This would, if it stays broken, it's a good opening for the Avengers and superheroes to just snatch it right off Thanos' arm. So, helps that point. After this, we get a series of cuts that show us the remaining superheroes on Earth, and they are not dealing with what happened at all. It's like they're not doing well. So we see Thor, Black Widow, Captain America, Bruce Banner as the Hulk, and we get a brief glimpse at Hawkeye, which is kind of scary. I'm going to kind of go into these little mini scenes a bit. So what I find interesting is Bruce Banner's scene. I find his the most interesting because he's got 3 missing people poster hologram things up, and the main one that we see, the big one in our faces, is Ant-Man. And so what I'm thinking about this is because we have Ant-Man, Shuri and Spider-Man all on these missing posters, but the thing is that we know that Spider-Man was snapped, but we also know that Ant-Man was stuck in the quantum realm. So what I'm thinking is that these are the people that the remaining Avengers aren't sure if they were snapped or not, because Spider-Man was on Titan, and so they have no idea that he might be with Tony, if Tony's alive. It's funny that they don't have a missing poster of Tony, which is what maybe they do. Maybe they do and we just don't see it, but they should have a missing poster of Tony. But anyway, so Ant-Man was in the quantum realm, Spider-Man was snapped. But the thing is like, what happened to Shuri? Shuri is Black Panther's little sister. So was she snapped? Wasn't she snapped? We never see that. Maybe she's alive somewhere. Maybe she's ruling Wakanda or ruling a resistance, or I don't know. But you think if she was alive doing something with her people, the Avengers would know. So was she snapped? Or is she in hiding because some people have taken over Wakanda or something? We don't know, but there is this tiny potential that Shuri could end up taking on the Black Panther mantle until her brother gets back, because that does happen in the comics. By the way, stay tuned on Friday because my superhero video on Friday is actually on Shuri, so you'll get more on her. So another interesting part of these little mini scenes is Hawkeye. So it's really sad how they do it, because as they're doing Captain America's voiceover talking about how they've lost friends and family, it cuts to Hawkeye. So it is heavily implying that Hawkeye's whole family have been snapped. Now that's sad, but the cool part is that Hawkeye is decked out in his Ronin gear, which is a comic book nod towards a character that he was in a parallel universe. His sword's pretty cool as well. He's got a freaking awesome sword there, by the way. And then we go to a bit where Captain America is telling Black Widow that he doesn't know what he'll do if their plan doesn't work. And I kind of think that scene's a bit self-explanatory. It kind of just gives us a, you know, bit of information that they have a plan to fix everything that's happened, and that's kind of obvious because that's what the movie's about. But it does imply that they have some sort of plan. Then we have the epic title sequence with the Avengers, and they're like kind of see-through Avengers. Pretty cool. And then this next bit is another bit that I find highly interesting. This is the after credits scene that we get in our trailer, where Scott Lang shows up with his van at the Avengers facility. And of course Captain America and Black Widow were like freaking out. They're like, wait, what? He's missing. We thought he was snapped, but he wasn't snapped. And so he's back. And what the interesting part is the fact that he's brought the quantum tunnel with him, which is the tunnel that leads to the quantum realm, in the back of his van. So this kind of implies that they might be using the quantum tunnel to fix the snap. And I don't know how that would work, but it's a very interesting concept. Chris Evans did such a good job in that scene. It was funny. He was like, sorry for that. That was probably horrifying. Okay, so what I would have liked to see, I would have liked to see a little more Thor. We don't know why he's so grumpy and sullen. I think there was some information told about the fact that Thor lost half of the Asgardians to Thanos in the other movie because he killed half of them. So then when the snap happened, he lost another half of the Asgardians, so that means he's left with like 25% of the Asgardians. I think that was mentioned about why Thor was so grumpy, and I can understand, but it wasn't specified. We don't really have a lot to go on for that. I would have also liked some little appearance of Rocket. I mean, is he on Earth? He had no way to get off of Earth, so is he still there? Don't know. It would have been nice to see, you know, something other than the main core Avengers. Oh well, can't really do anything about that. So it was it was a kind of slow trailer, but still really good. It gave us not a lot of information, but just enough information to hold us out. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the trailer. Anything you want about the new Avengers movie, your hopes, your dreams, your thoughts, your everything in the comments. And if you like this video, I'd appreciate a like and maybe even a subscribe. And if you are really passionate about the sort of stuff I talk about, ring that notification bell and you will get a notification every time I release a new video. Okay, well, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time, hopefully.